Hey everyone, welcome back to the Story World Survival Series. Thank you so much for joining in and watching while we build and just kind of hang out and have a good time. So, in last episode, we created the structure behind me, which is the iron farm. And I think everybody, if you've watched the video, you can tell that it was a little bit of a project. It kind of, it kind of became, a troubleshooting project of getting the farm to work and, getting villagers in and out of here and sort of going back and forth a lot. What ended up happening is I had this structure built out of dirt. And at one point, an Enderman came in here and picked up one of the blocks of dirt. And then I looked at the replay footage because I had the replay mod going when it happened, and the villagers climbed out. One jumped in here and was fine, but then the other two jumped in here and got killed by the zombie. So it was a rather troubling event, and it took me a very long time to recover. And unfortunately, that video, it kind of became a little bit of a hodgepodge, especially when I was editing it, because there was multiple times where I'd start up the building process again and then get a little confused as to why it wasn't working because I had done a bunch of stuff to try to get it to work, and I just got a little confused and turned around, and so the video ended up kind of becoming a hodgepodge. I still think it was a good video, and we got a ton done. I'm gonna just do a little fly around of the build. So this is our collection chamber. This in here, there's a chest that the hoppers feed into, where the iron goes to. We've got some supports along here. We did the frame out of spruce beams and tough bricks. We added in some windows with some spruce fences. There's, an extra structure up here on the top that's kind of supposed to be. I mean, you've probably seen pictures of like old timey warehouses or sort of industrial builds, and they sometimes have like a structure like this on top. So I thought this would be a nice addition. We've got our chimneys kind of billowing out some smoke. We've got a crane with a little bit of length of rope and a little supply yard of iron, gravel, tough bricks, logs, and a few barrels and chests, all purely aesthetic. None of this is supposed to be really used for anything, but yeah, so this was the build. I feel like I didn't showcase it super well in the end of the last video because it sort of became such a hodgepodge, and there were so many times where I had to stop recording or step away from the build to troubleshoot the farm. So it seems to be working now, knock on wood. So I think I'm just gonna not mess with it for a little bit and let it run. I just cleared a bunch of iron out of it. It had about 3 stacks in there, which was pretty good, and we are cranking away. I can hear an iron golem in there sort of meeting its fate. So it's all set. We're all good there. So after kind of going through that experience, I wanted to get back to some of my more traditional building of some sort of cozy cottagecore stuff, and just sort of build something that was easy but also very aesthetic and pretty looking. So yes, there's 3 projects I want to get up to today, and I know one of them I said I'd get up to in last episode, but I didn't. So one of the projects, and it might be the first thing I take on, is getting villagers into our little encampment here. We just need 2, and I think I have enough rails now or enough iron to run some rails from, not all the way from the village over there, but from, close enough that they don't attach to any of my barrels, but they get into here. I think I've got enough iron to build that many rails. I don't know if I have enough gold to do powered rails the whole way there, but hopefully I do. So villagers in here, that's the next bit. That's the next project, and hopefully that won't take too long. The second project I want to get up to is I ran out of coal last episode, and I could go around and go mining for some coal. That would be great. And I'm gonna have to make more torches. Think I have a pretty solid supply of torches in here. Let's check. I thought I had some. Yeah, I've got like a stack and a half, so that'll last me for a little while, but I'm definitely gonna need more coal at some point. But the thing that I've been using coal for a lot that I probably should have been a little bit smarter about is smelting. I need to get a more reliable fuel source for smelting, and I thought, how about a lava farm? That would be a really great idea. So I was thinking next to the mining outpost here, we could stick sort of a blacksmith, lava farm kind of smelting house that I think would be a really nice addition and kind of, continue to wrap the builds that are my actual compound around this structure. So that could be really nice to get up to. The other thing that I wanted to get up to is a sort of logging house, wood farm type deal. And obviously, I don't think there is a way to do an automated wood farm. I'm pretty sure no matter what, you have to cut down the trees. But I was thinking, I love the idea. I cleared out a bunch of trees in this valley of the other day doing some clear cutting, and I love the idea of converting this area into like a wood farm, like logging area. So I think that might be a good build to get up to today. And I feel kind of bad about what a hodgepodge and what a kind of just not a mess, but just a overall kind of frustrating episode last episode was. So I really want to try to get up to as much as I possibly can in this episode. I think there's going to be a lot of replay footage, to kind of speed up the building process and get us, through the builds. But so yeah, those are the three projects: villagers in here, smelting house behind here, and logging house tree farm back there. And then that'll free up this space, because if we can clear all these trees out and clear all these trees out and start reliably growing our wood on the other side of that hill, this will open up a ton of space for more builds. And I have some really cool ideas for what to do with this hill. I'm not going to spoil anything. I kind of want to just show them as I get to them. But so yeah, that's sort of the next kind of list of projects I want to get up to. So I have to, before I start going too crazy with anything else, I think I need to do a little bit of resource collection. I'd love to just bang that out first thing in the episode, just so that way we don't have to stop halfway through, even though I probably will. I've got a decent amount of cobble. I definitely, the iron farm, excuse me, the iron farm really cleared me out of wood, both of both types, including I mean, we've got some dark oak, but we could definitely use some more. So we need some wood. We could definitely use some cobble. We also could use a bunch of stone variants, like maybe some more diorite and some more andesite. So I think those three things are pretty high up on the list. I also might need to do an adventure to the taiga, the old growth taiga, to get some more mossy cobble, because I'd love to integrate a decent amount of that, at least into the logging house build. So with all those projects in mind, I think I should fire away on some resource collection, and then I think we're going to work on getting the villagers over, and then it's smelting house or logging house, or logging house and smelting house, whichever one sort of feels right to do first. So all right, I'm gonna plug away at some mining and some tree chopping, and we will I'll sort of have you guys follow along in some cut up bits, and then we will kind of start plugging away at some of those projects. Okay, so we have done a lot of tree cutting, as you can see here. I have completely cleared this valley. It was pretty much edge to edge filled with birch and oak trees, and I have completely clear cut it. I apologize for the environmentalists in watching. I promise I am going to refill it with trees just of different types so that way I can start, having a little bit of a more consistent supply of spruce and dark oak and birch. I have so much wood. It is not what I meant to say. I have so much oak wood and birch wood and spruce wood and dark oak wood. It is absurd because I also cut down all the trees over here in my my former tree farm, and I just want to show you guys how much we got because it is absurd how much we gathered. So let me just quickly eat and run back. I'm pretty much finished with that project over there, so that feels super good because I have legitimately been cutting down trees for the last 2 days straight, and granted it's not two full IRL days. It's been about 2 sessions of 2 hours of play each, but so yeah, a little bit, just a little bit of just a little bit of oak wood, definitely a bunch of birch, and then the multiple tall spruce trees gave us not just this. I also kind of anticipating our builds today, filled this up with spruce. This is the dark oak we got, even more oak wood. So, and then we also cut down the acacia trees, which didn't give us too much, but we got a couple saplings from that, so we'll be able to regrow those. So it's feeling super good. Wait, what is that? What is that? Oh my god. Really? Really? I just fought some of these guys like 2 seconds ago. Also, I have no armor. So give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Let me suit back up here. Yeah, no, I was cutting down those trees and one of those guys like jump scared me and it was horrifying. And I killed them, and now, oops, I made pants and I don't need them. And now there's more back here, which is just fantastic. So, gotta love the pillagers. You just gotta love them. Let's see, one more, and we can put down the pants that we don't need, and let's go take care of these guys. I was worried though because I wasn't recording when those guys showed up, so I was like, oh no, our gag, the fact that I get these guys like 3 times an episode, but I shouldn't have doubted that I was gonna see more of them. All right, where's the last one? I know he's around here somewhere. Where are you, buddy? Did you go in here? No? I saw him. I saw a captain. He's gonna end up jump scaring me. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely sure of it. All right, well, I got those 2 guys. It's not over here, right? No. All right, so I got those 2 guys. So I'll take that, it's fine. Oh my god, enough of those guys. But I'm gonna put some stuff down. I also think I know I keep saying it. Also in the off time that I was not recording, I went over to the iron farm and troubleshooted it a little bit more, and I may have been able to finally get it working. I realized that I kept on bringing villagers over there and trying to get them to assign to the bed when the zombie was right next to them. And I thought maybe that's the reason why they're having so much trouble connecting to the bed, because they are afraid of the zombie and they don't want to go to sleep. So I took the zombie out of the chamber or away from them and gave them a night to just get assigned to a bed. And then I got the zombie closer, but not quite as close as it was before. So I think I may have fixed it. I'm gonna run over there quickly and check it one more time, and if we have even a little bit more iron, I'm gonna be super happy that that I at least got it working for a little bit. So that's super exciting. Again, we have so much iron. It is ridiculous. I'm definitely gonna not need iron for a while, but knowing myself and how many lanterns and chains I'm gonna want to make, I'm gonna burn through that really quick. So all right, let's put some of this stuff down, and the seeds and the cobblestone. That's the next thing I'm gonna go grab. Is I'm just gonna try to load up on some stone, just totally overdo it with the stone. So all right, let's go check the iron farm really quick. I hope everyone's been having a good week though. I'm so happy we've made it through the week, and we get to just sort of hang out and vibe on our Friday. Definitely let me know in the comments if you all are liking the Friday schedule. It's kind of I try to post on Fridays for visibility, you know, because I know that it's a good day. What are you doing here? You better not have taken a block out of my farm. Okay, he didn't. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe it's working. Maybe it's not. I'm not gonna stress about it right now. But yeah, I'm trying to post on Fridays for some visibility, because it's one of the better days to post on YouTube, because then your video is live for the weekend, so people can kind of, when they're relaxing at home or they're just, you know, hanging out, they can watch your video and just, you know, have a good time. But I'm also open to, like, if there's another day that people think would be good to post on, definitely let me know, and I can start thinking about getting another video up then. Also, let me know in the comments if there's something else content-wise that you would like to see. Right now, I've been trying to stick to the survival, story world survival, because it's, you know, I love it. I have so much fun playing in this world, and it's definitely been so much like so exciting and so satisfying to see how far I've been able to bring this world so far. But I've definitely had ideas for other types of content, and you know, if people want to see me do like 100 days or like some kind of specific survival challenge or something, I'm not super into like the hardcore combat stuff. So I mean, definitely one day I'd love to give like a hardcore world a try, just to sort of see, you know, just to see if I could do it. But I'm not gonna go crazy with that, and at least not right now. But I love building. I love getting these like chill long plays out for people to just kind of like hang out and vibe with. So definitely let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see, and definitely let me know build wise too. Another thing that was sort of on my list is an apiary, something for bees, because there were so many bees nests in here. I've got more over there. I could make a pretty solid apiary if I just kind of started cranking away at it. So that would be fun. So I'm gonna start filling this area in, because my plan is to terraform this up. I want to fill this whole area in, and I kind of want it at like this level, or maybe even like one higher, just so that way we can have like a nice big flat open area to grow trees on. I don't want to have to be like running up and down hills to cut down trees. It's like one of the most annoying things. I'm fine with covering that up. I'm fine with covering most of this up. I definitely want to fill in some of these odd trenches and holes around here. So we're gonna do a solid bit of terraforming, and then I think I'm gonna go gather some stone, and then I think we can start thinking about the builds. The other thing I have to do is do a little bit of just a small bit of terraforming over here, just to replace all the Posdal with regular grass, so that way we can have like a nice clean area for the smelting house. And then I think we're pretty good terraforming wise. Maybe like expand this layer out a little bit and put it right here. So yeah, that's my plan. Gonna bang out some terraforming and then grab some stone, and then I think we should be good to get some building going. This was quite the terraforming project. I'm totally not giving up because I'm lazy. I mean, I'm not really giving up. I got a lot done. I completely leveled out this area. I kind of flattened this area. I definitely sort of flattened out this area. And then we have some sort of gentle rolling hills on either side that kind of frame up the valley a little bit. So I'm definitely thinking our build is going to go somewhere around here, and then a lot of the tree farming is going to happen around in sort of a circle, like around the build. So I'm super into that. I think that's going to look really good. I'm actually not disappointed at all that I wasn't able to fill it all the way in, because I think, you know, I like having different levels of terrain really kind of allows you to play and gives you a lot of different opportunities to do sort of fun stuff in terms of builds. I love doing like staircases and switchback stairs and paths that wind down hills. So as much as I wanted it all to be flat, I think this is actually a happy accident that I'm not going to be able to do it. So that's awesome. I feel so good about that. So now that we've gotten all the terraforming done, I'm pretty sure my next task was to get some stone going, just so that way I have a nice supply of that. So I'm gonna do a little bit of mining and grab some stone, and then we should be good to start doing these builds, because we got all the wood supplies that we need. So we should be, once we get a bunch of stone, we should be good to get started on this. So I'm just gonna fill in this one last little spot because I'm perturbed by it. I don't like it. There we go. Okay. All right. Off to get some stone. I think we have enough stone now. It seems like we have a lot. One thing I was thinking while I was quarrying out this area, first off, this is that first cave that we came into to find iron and everything. There's a bunch of iron. Is that iron or... Anyways, I was thinking this actually might be a decent spot for a mob farm. If I quarried this out and went like way down with it and was able to do like lots of layers to it, it's close enough to the base so it should be running while I'm not in it, and it's tucked away. I could hide it in this cave. So just something to consider. Definitely going to keep coming back here to mine stone and all my other minerals for the time being. And I might start to be a little bit more strategic about how I'm mining it. So that way maybe I can start clearing an area to set up the mob farm. That could be really cool down there too. Kind of like a dungeon with mobs in it that, you know, generates me mob loot. I could vibe with that. That could be cool. So, and I know I keep saying, you know, just one more thing until we're done, one more thing until we're done. There is just one more thing I want to get, and it's going to be a little bit of a little cumbersome. I have to run to the old growth mossy taiga for the mossy cobblestone, because we are pretty much out of mossy cobble. Well, let's check. Let's see how much we've got. Ran out of hunger, but let me quickly sleep. But yeah, I mean, regardless, I should probably run there and grab some, just because I'm going to want to do some pathing and I'm going to want to do some other stuff. Yeah, we literally have 7 blocks of mossy cobblestone and basically no moss. So I think we should definitely make a run to the old growth taiga to grab some mossy cobblestone. So let me throw down some stone. Let me get supplies ready for the trip. And I will see you guys when I am over there. We have made it home and we have so much mossy cobble. Oh my god. I kind of went a little crazy and just grabbed as much as I possibly could carry. You know, one day we are going to run out of mossy cobble in that old growth taiga and I'm going to be very sad. It seems we seem to have quite a sizable supply of it. So, whoops. So yeah, it's definitely it's a lot. We have plenty of mossy cobble for the foreseeable future. It will somehow only last me like 3 episodes because of how much I love building with it, but yeah, we definitely have a whole bunch of mossy cobble. So I believe, if I'm not wrong, here, let's grab some of this. That's way more than enough, I'm sure, but we'll have a whole bunch to play with. Okay, bunch of mossy cobble, bunch of cobble. And we have, I was kind of hoping to build with some andesite, and it's looking like we're pretty short on the andesite department, so I might have to run and grab some of that. I'm mining all that mossy cobble did put my pickaxe slightly in the hole, so I think I need to do some XP farming and just repair up my pickaxe. So I'm gonna quickly go do those things, and yeah, we will see where we're at when I am done with those. Let's go. I'm getting some deep slate, and it's oddly enough I've got 3 ores in one spot. I've got redstone, iron, and diamonds all together. I think it's just 1 diamond, maybe more. Aha, yes. All right, 2 diamonds. Not bad. Not bad at all. A little more diamonds. Ooh. All right, another 2. So we got 4 diamonds. Not bad for a quick little impromptu strip mining trip. Yes. Few more, few more. Let's see how many this gets us. Ooh, a whole bunch, a whole bunch. Ooh. Just keeps going. Oh, wow. My gosh. 18 diamonds. So what was that? That was 14 diamonds right there. That is nothing to sneer at. Nothing to sneer at all. Nice. This is one of the most, I'm just knocking on wood. This is one of the most productive diamond mines I have ever had. I mean, I often didn't even bother to go get diamonds. I know it sounds like such a weird thing coming from like a veteran Minecraft player, but for the longest time, I was convinced that it was just more efficient to just make tons and tons of stone tools because you just get stone from anywhere. Stone is just basically an infinite resource. And I was just convinced that it was better to just keep making and remaking stone tools than to bother going through all the trouble with diamonds. I have since changed my tune for sure because I mean, I don't know if I'd be where I'm at right now without this set of tools that I've got. 21 diamonds. Heck yeah. Um but so I haven't often made strip mines to find diamonds. I'm wondering if it's the proximity to the deep dark, the ancient city. I don't know. Somebody in the comments, please let me know if that has any effect on diamond generation. On diamond generation. Oh, where's my bed? I should have a bed. Oops. Okay. Well, I guess I don't. Let me know in the comments if that has any effect on diamond generation, because I would be super curious to know if that's going to be a better diamond mine for me because I did it next to the ancient city. I feel like I remember one time hearing that diamonds do spawn more frequently near ancient cities, but that might be total hearsay. I'm not 100% sure that was what I heard. I might have heard differently. So let me close that. I do not like that creeper over there, but we're just gonna run by him. So we've done a lot of resource gathering. I'm sure I just put you guys through a rather lengthy resource gathering montage. I mean, the wood was sort of the first bit. That was cutting down all of my current trees and all of the oak and dark oak. The mossy cobble came next, or the cobblestone came next. The mossy cobble came after that. I just grabbed a bunch of andesite. I'm going to throw down a couple stacks of this deep slate. Actually, I'll just throw down all of it. So this is our primary building block. I did smelt up. Whoa, why is there cherry wood in there? That's weird. I did smelt up a decent supply of smooth stone because, whoops, because I was hoping to work with some stone bricks in these builds, specifically the smelting station. Let me just convert all these. So definitely going to use some stone bricks. I don't think I'm going to use a ton of them, so I think 4 stacks is more than enough. So we'll toss those in there as well. I think we honestly might be looking pretty good for the overall major building block components of these builds. So I think we can finally get started on these. I know I always say that and then end up realizing I'm missing something else. 55 diamonds. Heck yeah. Let's go. All right. Let me put some more stuff down. Some tough. I think it's going in this chest. I'm not 100% sure. And then I'm always still grabbing iron because that iron farm over there is working, but kind of on and off. I don't understand why it's not just working full time or broken full time. Half the time I come up to it, it's processing an iron golem, and the other half the time it's doing nothing, and I need to wait until the next night for the villagers to go to bed and then get scared by the zombie. So and I've played with moving the zombie around like 100 times now, and I don't seem to be having any success with doing that. So I think I'm just gonna leave it for now. It is producing some iron so long as I let it get late enough in each night for the zombie to scare the villagers away, keep them awake, so it starts spawning iron golems, and then it seems to work for like a day or two after that. But then for some reason they get like disconnected from that fear, I guess, and they go back to not spawning iron golems. So, but it's definitely working better than it was, so I'm super happy about that. It was very disappointing to have that farm just totally not work, and I'm still convinced that that Enderman was just the work. He put such a sour taste in my mouth about Enderman. Not that I was particularly thrilled about them to begin with, but I never really cared about them. But now I'm just like, these guys, all they do is just come in and mess up your builds. The only thing they really give you are ender pearls, I think, or ender eyes. I can't remember what they're called. And those are great, but they're kind of, if you're a casual player like me, it's not really very, like, it doesn't really do anything for you, so it's not that great. I mean, one day I will want to fight the dragon, find the stronghold, and do all that fun stuff, but, that's way down the road, and I think it's going to be... Yeah, I think we're going to have plenty of time to just naturally gather up all the pearls or eyes that we need to. So, all right, I'm just going to quickly terraform this area up and get some grass back in here, clear out all this posidol, and then I think I think we should get started with the smelting station first. I think that's the right call to get started with, and then we'll move on to the logging house. So I'm gonna clear this out. I'm gonna change out all this posidol, and then we can get started. So I kind of ran out of dirt, which is surprising considering how much I had. It's because I just spent it all over there trying to flatten out that area. But it kind of means that some of this is going to have to just stay posidol until I get some more dirt. I also realized I kind of made a boneheaded mistake. I forgot that if you just dig posidol with a regular shovel, it becomes dirt. And I was using my silk touch shovel to dig it up, so now I have a ton of posidol that is not dirt, and that is not good. But but I was able to get this area, the level that we're gonna build on, converted entirely back to dirt. So I think that's okay for now. This might just have to stay for a little bit. It might be part of like a detailing day, changing all that out. But so yeah, this is the space I was thinking about for the smelting house. It's not gonna be a big guy, It's just gonna be a nice little thing. Probably set it back a little bit further in here. But yeah, I feel pretty good about the terraforming in this space. I think it sort of gives us just enough room to work with. And we can kind of start firing away on this bad boy. So let me get my workstation all set up, and then we can start playing with some designs. We got our workstation all set up here. I've got, deep slate and stone bricks and andesite and all the good stuff. So we're good to start firing away on this. I have like a rough idea of what I want this to look like. So I definitely want it set back a little bit further from the mining outpost. I think right about here is probably good. And I think probably somewhere like here is probably good for our corner. And then I'm thinking 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? Here. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For that. And then how much room? That leaves me plenty of room on this side too. Okay, great. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I count that right? That might be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 8. Accidentally. My bad. And then one right here. Nope, here. There we go. And sort of what I was thinking about for this area that's going to be the kind of the main functional area of this is I was thinking about sinking it into the ground a little bit. So if we go down, oh, there's still some Pozdol down here. That's great. I wonder if that stuff despawns like grass blocks. That's probably deep enough. Well, let's think. Let's think this through. So it's got to be, I think it's actually got to be one deeper. So let's go down one more here. Perfect. Oh, that looks so cool. I love that. That's so cool. Awesome. All right. So let's get the what am I thinking? What am I trying to say right now? Oh, let's get the lava drip farm in place, so that way we've got that going. That is going to require a couple of different things that I'm going to need to gather. So give me a moment. I'm going to need to gather some lava. I'm going to need to gather some dripstone, which I have. I know I have dripstone. I got to make some cauldrons. So there's a couple different steps to this. Let me get those going. All right, how does that look with the iron bars? I mean, I kind of like it. It's a vibe for sure. That's super cool. All right, we're good there. And then probably like right here and right here, we can do furnaces. I mean, we're only ever going to be able to pull out 4 buckets of lava at a time. And, you know, if I'm smelting more than 4 buckets worth of lava, you know, worth of stuff, then I've got cobblestone over here. Then I think I don't know. I'm never really using more than 4 furnaces in my crafting room as it is, so I think we're good with that. Oh, I forgot you can use deep slate to make furnaces. That's so cool. I always forget the stuff you can do with deep slate. Ooh. Love it. I don't think it's gonna catch those barrels on fire either. I think we're good. Just for the time being, I'm gonna throw some torches down here just to keep it from getting too dark. And so now we can put the structure on top of it. Okay, that's interesting. I remember how I said I wasn't gonna have to worry about things lining up with this even numbered sized structure. Well, I did, because I was putting these along here and I realized I couldn't space them evenly. I ended up doing 2 stairs kind of facing each other, and I think it actually works. It definitely, you know, conceptually works. I don't know if visually it's exactly what I wanted it to be, but I think I'm gonna live with it for a moment and see how I feel about it. The next thing I wanted to do is see if I couldn't fill some of this in with some iron bars. All right, so we got some iron bars in place, and I do think that adds a bit of character and shape to it. You know, just gives it like one more level of definition on these sides here. So I like that. So I mean, now I think it might be some fences. Let me get those going. All right, so I threw in some oak fences and I decided to throw up some oak trap doors. I'm not totally sold on them. They kind of feel a little funky, but they also do add something. I'm just not sure if they're adding the right thing. So there's something to be said there. I think it's okay for now. And oh wow, we already have a whole bunch of lava. Ain't that something? What's that guy doing? He's just sort of dripping away. So that's awesome. All right. So now it might be worth starting to map out our neighboring structure here. And some of this is probably going to have to get rethought because if these are going to share a wall, like say this wall is part of the neighboring structure, then I'm going to have to break some of this down. So I think it was worth building it out just to kind of get it to be symmetrical and fit, but now we're gonna have to play with where things are gonna land for the neighboring structure. So I took a little bit of a break. I stopped recording for a day and sort of thought about what my plan was for this, and I honestly I don't like this. I just don't. It's not. It just doesn't fit the vibe. It doesn't. I don't know. I'm not happy with it. So I think I'm gonna undo this, and we're gonna rethink the way this is gonna look. It's not horrible, but it just doesn't. It's not doing what I was hoping it would do. So I have some ideas, and I think I'm gonna try something else out, but let me undo this. Let me break all this down and fill this hole in, and then we will go from there. So let me plug away at doing that really quick. Okay, so we've pretty much we completely undid what we just did, which I know was a big waste of time, and I feel a little I feel bad that I just kind of took you guys for a ride and then ended up undoing it. But sometimes that's the way the game works, You build something and then you realize, I don't know if that's exactly what I had in mind. So I have a rough idea. I still want to do like a sunken area for the lava collection and smelting area, but I think I'm going to attach it uh more consistently or more thoroughly to a build. It might be sort of the basement of the build, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to start plugging away at what I think is going to look a little bit better and fit a little bit better, and then we'll go from there. So first I got to make sure to turn on my recording, and then get some supplies ready, and we will kind of just start chugging away at this. Okay, so this is the rough shape of what I have in mind. And I made this pit. I think this is bigger than the original one. In fact, no, I know this is bigger than the original one. And then we have our structure here, our sort of house that's going to be the main sort of building that connects to this. And I'm thinking there's going to be an overhang that comes off of here and goes sideways, or like across it this way, as opposed to something kind of going that way. I think that's going to look a little bit better. So I'm going to fill the walls in with stone here and get some stone going on in the base, and we'll go from there. Okay, all right, we got the shape all in place. I think the next step is to get the lava farm back in place, and I'm almost thinking it might be worth burying in the wall a little bit. So if it's got to be lava, well, it's got to be, I think we're going to have to bring this down one more. So maybe like right here where the lava farm is going to be. We can bring that down one more, and we'll get some stairs, and we'll fill that in here. Let's knock this out and fill this in with some blocks. There we go. We can go one more with that, actually. And then we'll get some stairs to fill that in really quick. Where are we? Or maybe some slabs? Yeah, let's do some slabs. That might be a little more functional, so that way they don't block anything up. And then if it's cauldron, dripstone, block, and then lava. There we go. Okay. And if we go one more out with it, just so that way we can like really get this buried in. Build that in. And actually, let's build this into cool stuff. Cool stuff. Oops. Didn't mean to knock that much out. My God, this shovel is so OP. It just like blows everything away. And what might look kind of cool is once we put this roof in over here, we can do a chimney coming up from here. Like the lava's producing some exhaust that's going to have to be vented. So that would look really cool. If we knock these out and we actually can go one more down with it. There we go. That gives us tons of room to play with. And now let's get some texturing quickly on these walls here. And hopefully having it buried in and sort of really tucked away, like this shouldn't light any of those beams on fire. I think we should be good. I want to do I have nope, that's coal. I want to grab some stairs. There we go. Some deep slate. And some deep slate blocks as well. We're going to need some more deep slate. I hope I didn't. I don't think I grabbed all the stuff I harvested. I feel like I harvested a lot. I can't remember. It's been like a day since I was like doing that. So, all right. So cauldron, dripstone, block. So let's throw. And then beautiful. Will I be able to get in close enough? Yes, I'm able to get all the way down there. Perfect. I might need to make one more cauldron because I'm pretty sure I only have 4 and I just turned that into a 5 wide area. So, all right. And then let's grab our buckets of lava. We've got quite a few now. Gonna need some more dripstone too. Ow! Oh, it's a thunderstorm. That's no good. But let's sleep really quick before anything else spawns. And we can throw what might look kind of good is if we throw some iron bars right here. Yeah, that looks awesome, actually. I really like the way that looks. Okay, I did that right? Yes. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And then let me grab another cauldron and another piece of dripstone. All right, we got our stuff. Of course, I ran past my workstation and forgot to grab it. There we go, the cauldrons and the dripstone. Put down the buckets. Oops, nope. Want you and you. And how do I do this? Here we go. There we go. Nice. Loving it. Looks so good. And then on this side, we could punch out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Block there. And let's grab some. Make one more because I know I don't have enough. And they're there. Perfect. Look at that. We got our furnaces. We got our lava, like where we're going to gather the buckets from. It's all in one area. I think I'll throw a few odds and ends in here to sort of decorate it with like a crafting table and a chest and maybe some shelves and everything. But I think we're all set for this particular area. So let's keep plugging away at the build here. All right, looking good. I thought like an oak roof section would look kind of cool. We're gonna see how that comes out. We're definitely gonna have to put some kind of trim to break it up from the stone. I also thought that maybe over this, with the exact same size that it is, putting like a dormer kind of shape on it, I think that could look really cool. So let me throw that on. Be really quick, just. Wait, no, we want to go one more in each direction. And then move that down. I don't know. Does that look silly? Um, we're just gonna have to kind of feel it out. It is not the same height, too. So one thing we could do, potentially, to make it feel a little less funky is throw that there. Throw that there. One here. One here. And then that. Then all the roof lines should meet up. I can throw a window in here, maybe even just like one little guy right here. And I think we're looking good. I think that's I know it looks a little funky right now because it doesn't have a roof on it and it's obviously missing all its details, but I think we're good for this. So let me start throwing a roof trim on and getting all that sorted. All right, how are we looking? Ooh, it looks pretty good. Yeah. Yep. No, I'm super happy with this detail, this extra bit coming up. It kind of just gives just a little bit more shape to the build. I'm fine with this side being just kind of simpler, especially because it's facing the trees, so we're really not going to see it very often. And the roof looks really good. I guess I kind of misunderstood the way that this was going to connect because I thought I needed to build it out, but I guess I didn't. It's not, I'm not quite sure if I should change out this block and this block with deep slate instead. I kind of don't mind it being dark oak. It sort of like defines the edge a little bit better. So I think I'm okay with that. I think the next big thing to do is to build the overhang that's going to connect here. So let me throw that up. Okay, so we got the overhang in place. It looks so much better than what I did before. This already looks so much better. It's insane how much better this looks. So really could not be happier with the way this looks and the way it's coming out. Not totally sold on those trapdoors again. I think that's what happened the last time I used them, but I just feel it just feels awkward because this doesn't line up correctly. I guess one thing I could do is I could knock that out. Here, let me try this. Just troubleshoot this. And knock those out. And then bring this over one more. And throw the trim along here. And then grab... Huh. Okay. I'm not hating that. I think that could potentially work. Grab these. All right. Yeah. That's so much better. That really is. I think even though it doesn't fully match like the width of the blocks kind of going up and down, and I really could. I mean, it doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be that wide or this thick all the way going up. Let's just see what happens if I change these out and I make this a regular or a single slab length. Well, it's kind of hard to see because it's so freaking dark, but I think that looks better. I like that a little bit more. It's not so chunky. Just throw it up on this side. Yeah. That's much better. Much better. Okay, so we got all that together. God, we already got a whole bunch of lava, which is awesome. Definitely gonna throw a chest down there and just make like a ton of buckets, and just kind of, as I'm using the lava, like every time I go down there, if I'm only smelting one thing but all those buckets or all those cauldrons are full, just taking it all out, filling up the chest, so that way there's just a supply of lava just ready to go. So that's gonna hopefully I'm gonna stick to that and actually keep up with that. I think this is looking really fresh. I'm super happy with it. The one thing that doesn't work though is this doesn't, yeah, that doesn't connect the way I want it to, and things will be able to get through there. Yeah, so we're gonna have to kind of brainstorm a way to sort of, because I wanted to put some kind of barrier around this so that way things didn't just wander in here while I was smelting. Granted, I very rarely would be doing this at night, so I'm not sure, you know, how often I'll have to be dealing with that. But how does that line up? Is that, yeah, that's on the half block. Okay. But I think the next thing to throw up is a little chimney here. I think that might look kind of cool. Thinking double wide, if that works. No, that won't work. So let's just do a single. And I need some blocks. So I'll plug away at this. Trying to decide whether or not I think that's a good height. I think I want to bring it maybe like 3 or 4 blocks higher, and then I think, because I want it to reach over the roof, I want it to be higher than the roof, so, but I don't want to bring it too much higher. So let's start with going 3 blocks higher and see where that gets us. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's a good height. It does look a little odd, just sort of sticking up out of the just kind of out of nowhere, but I think we can make it work. If we put some fences maybe along one side and give it like a little bit more support, I think that could work. And obviously a campfire in there to kind of create the smoke, obviously. So I'm trying to think about what I should work on next with this build. Probably want to punch out some windows. And I don't know what we're going to do for like ceiling and everything in here. Because if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll put the ceiling here, which will give us enough room to do something in the attic. We'll be able to like actually build or put stuff up there, which is kind of cool. So that's something to consider. It's like I didn't intend for this to have a second story, but it sort of did just because of the way I ended up building it. I am super happy with this. This is not at all what I kind of had originally intended besides this part, but I think it's really coming together. So I'm super thrilled with that. Let's do windows. Here, give me a second. This is 1, 2, whoa, not what I meant to do. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I go 1, 2, and then 1, 2, do them here, right? Does that look from the outside? Yeah, that's good. I mean, I guess I could push them out if I wanted a little bit more room between the two of them. So here, let's fill this in. And we did them here instead. That might make a little bit more sense proportionally. Yeah. I think that makes more sense. Because instead of it being like 3 blocks, 1 block, 3 blocks, or whatever it was, now it's 2 blocks, 2 blocks, and 3 blocks. So I think that looks a little bit better. So let's copy that on this side. And then on this side, I mean, I don't know. Do we even put any windows on that side? I feel like we've gotta. And maybe we just mirror what we're doing with these, where it's just 1 block out from the corner. And then we could put like a fireplace or something. We could make this like a whole kind of forging area with like anvils and blast furnaces and all the sort of bits and bobs. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And we could stick another chimney here. I don't want to go too chimney crazy, but that is an option. So we'll kind of leave that up to our imaginations as we get there. So awesome. I think the next step is to finish up this chimney and then maybe get the flooring and everything in here, so that way this feels more complete. And then we might be looking good for some details, honestly. We probably could. Yeah, I think we could squeeze a window in here. Does that look funky? Yeah, that looks kind of funky. Never mind. No window there. We're not going to mess with that. Okay, so let's finish up that chimney and get some floors in place. All right, we got our floors in place. Now, before I make a door, I'm gonna get one because I'm like 150% certain I have about 20 spruce doors kicking around somewhere that I really should start using up before I keep making more. I know there's absolutely no way I don't have at least one just waiting for me. I also need some ladders, so let me grab some of that. Yep. Okay, not 20, but definitely at least one. And then did I put leaves in here? Oh no, those were saplings. And then some ladders to get up to the second floor. I'm actually quite pleased with the placement too. I know it's sort of out of the way in terms of like things being grouped close. Well, actually, I mean proportionally, like based off of how far away some stuff is, like from the mining outpost, it's actually not that far away, which is pretty good. And we definitely can do some detailing and stuff around the area to sort of fill it in, so that way it's not so like lonely sitting out there. But I'm actually quite pleased with the placement. I like that it's sort of tucked away in the trees a little bit. I think that kind of gives it a little bit more of like a reclused vibe. You know, like if you really were to have like a smithing slash smelting house where, you know, furnaces were burning and people were, you know, hammering away at swords and armor, you would probably want that just a little bit further away, so that way it wasn't, you know, so loud for the rest of the area. So I think that's really nice, and it's looking fresh, and I'm quite pleased with it. So all right, next we got to start doing some detailing. I think we've come to that time now, guys. I think it's time to start detailing around and getting a sense for what's going to go where. You know, my inclination is to do an overhang here, but I already got one, so I think we're going to not do that. One thing that could go here is another trim like we did. In fact, I think we have to put some sort of trim there in order to sort of round out the shape of everything. So let me grab some. Oh, I think I saw them. There they are. Oh, wait, no, we're going to need those. Put that down, all this down. These guys are really becoming a mess, but I really try not to live with chest monsters for too long. It's mostly just during my building process when I need to just be throwing things down and picking things up really quickly. Yeah, I think that's like necessary. Otherwise, it's just not going to make sense. And we can even do like a little... no, actually, let's do trapdoors for that. Get some dark oak trapdoors going. If we have any dark oak left. Doesn't look like we have any. Oh, we've got a little. Let's throw those there. Yeah, that's perfect. And then somewhere I can finally use an oak trapdoor. Oh my god. What a concept. I think it's gonna make this top part just look a little bit more complete. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. And then instead of oak fences, I think I've got some. I think some spruce fences might look good, or even dark oak fences. And I feel like I've got some of those guys kicking around somewhere, so gonna just pick some of those up and we'll be good to go. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. You know, there is a part of me that almost wonders if maybe they should be oak, because we've got oak fences over here. I'm just worried they're gonna blend in too much, but why don't we try them? See if they do something for us. Because it's almost like a little bit too much brown, like this dark saturated brown going on here now. Yeah, I think that works. I think that's perfectly fine. So, okay, we got our front door all set. And now we just need to throw up some... Whoops, not what I wanted. We just need to throw something on these. And you know what we really need to do is we need to get some glass to fill in these windows. So let me grab some of that. I'm wondering if there's a color glass that will look better with the vibe we're kind of trying to do here with the smelting house, you know? I don't know if the white stained glass is really gonna work, or oh wait, no. Nope, never mind. No glass. Where are they? Oh, I need to grab some iron bars. I think those would look so much better. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Good stuff. All right. So I'm trying to think of what will like work here, because we've got like, obviously we've got this ledge here, and there's a part of me that just wants to put something over the windows, but that seems kind of funky to do considering they've got an overhang over them already. And there's another part of me that isn't sure if we should put something under the windows here, because like we'll be blocking off. I guess there's no reason why we should have this open to walk on though, because this really is just the top of this wall. It's not supposed to be like a walkway or anything. So I think that's okay to fill in. So I think I'm gonna grab some more stuff. I'm gonna, you know, oh, we did have more iron bars, darn it. I'm gonna grab some more decorative stuff like gates and trapdoors and fences and everything, just so that way I don't need to keep running back and forth, and we'll start plugging away at the detailing on this bad boy. Okay, so I think just the easy answer for this stuff is just gate and, oh, I always do that. Trapdoor and gate and trapdoor. How does that look? Does that look okay? Yeah, I think that works. That feels good. You know, it gives us, you know, a little bit of something for these windows without going overboard. I honestly don't know how much really that needs, to be fair. You know, I think it might be good just as is, you know. And then one thing that might look kind of cool is, let me get some. I got some oak wood. I know I had some sticks kicking around somewhere. Sticks, and let's convert this to wood, and then I only got 6 from that. But I realized I can't put fences, or fences won't work because they won't connect to the deep slate wall block. But how's this gonna work? Because I was thinking about doing fences or gates along here, which actually looks pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. But do we just extend the deep slate wall a little bit? Let's see what that looks like. Oh, not what I meant to do. That looks a little funky. But what if we do that there and then that there? I don't know. It does stop things from walking through there, which is ideal because that's the thing I'm scared of, is being down here and like a creeper sort of wandering in and blowing up my whole setup. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna leave it for now. Let me just look at it one more time from here. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love it. I think we might have to live with it just to get something here to block that off. So I think that's good. I'm okay with the rest of this being pretty much open. I think that's fine. You know, we could run some gates from here to like here, possibly. I need to have to make some more. What if? What if we put this work is an excellent question. Oh, oh. Why did that not line up right? That's so strange. Okay, no. I mean, the solution really could be, and I'm not sure about how good I'm gonna feel about this, but could be just running fences and getting rid of the dark oak or the deep slate tile wall there, and then doing the same over here. I think just based off of the way this one looks, I think I like that a little bit more. So let's get some more oak fences going. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. It just doesn't feel as like, you know, I don't know. It just felt weird, kind of like jerking up and down, like the weirdness of the gates kind of not connecting right. So where did I put my stakes? I put them down? Oh, I did. That's weird. Okay, great. All right, that looks good. We've got our entryway here all set. These guys, oh, they need some bars. Iron bars in here. Might as well do These windows, oops, not what I meant to do. These windows while we're at it. And then I don't want to go too crazy with these. Then maybe just something simple underneath. I think that kind of does it. I don't know. Oh. Almost wondering if like I can make this a little bit more exciting by doing that and then throwing that in there. I do actually like that a little bit more. I think that looks pretty cool. So cool. And then I really think that's all it needs. I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to do something kind of here in the middle. That's cool. Yeah, I'm into that. There's a part of me that thinks that maybe I should just do that on all the sides here. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, cool. I'm quite pleased with that. And then up top, we could just throw in a little trim. Just something like that. Perfect. No, that's great. That's got enough detail, but it's not overstated. I think we're really good there. And now these sides, or this side, let me try something else. I think this is good. I feel pretty good about it. I think it's simple, it just kind of gets the point across. It adds a little bit of shape and definition to it. I added in these supports because I figured if we're doing them on this side, we might as well do them on this side too. It does leave us an opportunity to possibly put like a chimney in here if we do some sort of smelting station on the inside too. So I think that's good to sort of leave that space open. And if we don't do that, you know, just a nice little leaf pile will, I think, fill that space in nicely. So that's good. I don't think we should really mess with what's going on this side, just because we kind of have like this complicated, or not complicated, but this whole structure going here. So I think that this is good, and it gives it a little bit of variation. Instead of trying to copy what we did on that side here, we're doing something kind of unique on this side, so it feels nice and fresh. Let's get up. Well, let me get a few more dark oak slabs, and then let's get up there and do a little detailing on that top bit. So I don't want to go too crazy with the detailing up there. There's also like not a lot of room to do a whole bunch up there, so I think just this little bit, I put like an upside down stair there, which I'm realizing now, why don't I do that more often for my windows? I think that looks so much better. I really should start doing that more often. And then I did just the 2 trapdoors on either side, and I think that looks really good because we've got the trapdoor here, so it sort of carries that theme up to the 2nd floor. So feeling pretty fresh about that, really liking it. So I think honestly we might be looking good for this, besides maybe some leaves scattered here and there and the interior. So let's clear up some of this scaffolding, and probably like some lanterns hanging around. So let me grab some of those. All right, let's do a little fly around. This is feeling super fresh. I'm liking this. This looks awesome. It's cute, it's little, it's you know, it's exactly what we need because we've got the whole smelting station right here, and we can do a bunch of stuff on the inside to sort of make it more of a like complete area. So I think, I mean, honestly, I think we might be looking good for this build. So I'm good with just sort of letting it ride for a bit. We can, I mean, and as always, we can add stuff or take stuff away as we need. I am so happy I found dark oak, because the combination of deep slate, dark oak, spruce, stripped spruce, stone, and oak are like, oh, it's just chef's kiss. Like, it's so perfect, you know. And I know we were rocking just the simplicity of oak and spruce with stone for a while, and that looked great. But this just, I don't know why, it just has so much more pop to it, and it looks so much more exciting. So, and this to me definitely screams like, not even like blacksmith, but just like something kind of a little bit more like moody isn't the right word for it, although I think I just said that, but it's kind of got that feel to it. So I'm loving it. I think it looks great. We've got the leaves, we've got the lanterns, we got all the little details here and there, and we've got the utilitarian part of it actually functioning. So let's throw down a little bit of stuff in that area to kind of complete it. So maybe some barrels. We're gonna want a few chests. And probably a crafting table. And let's just put some stuff in here just to make it feel less of like just this kind of empty hole in the ground. So barrel, barrel, barrel. Chest and crafting table. One more barrel there. Perfect. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Hopefully the lava doesn't light any of that on fire. I don't think it will. I think it's far enough away. I'd be so sad if I came back in like 10 minutes and this whole build was burning down. A lot of it's made of stone, so I think it would be mostly okay, but all right. So we're done with the smelting house. I will advise you guys that I think our next episode is 100% going to be a detailing day, especially like an interior detailing day, because we have, let's see, we've got this build. We've got this build. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 builds that don't have, kind of 7 if you count the top of the enchanting tower. So 7 builds that need some kind of interior detailing, and I can breeze through that. I have an idea of how to edit that up so that way it's not like just hours and hours of me placing like little blocks and changing it up and placing them over and over again. I think that it can be pretty seamless, but I don't like that that's so low. Oh, I can barely see it though. But there we go. How's that look? Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's so much better. But like, so we definitely need to get some interior detailing done, and I'm not gonna plug away at that today because I want to get the logging house build done. But it's definitely on the horizon. If it's not next episode, it's probably going to be the episode after that. So awesome. All right. So now we need to kind of take stock of our resources and move our workstation over the hill to the logging area. So I'm gonna do that, and I will cut you guys back in once we're all set up to start building over there. Okay, so I've got our workstation all set up here in the valley next to us, and I think the only resource that we're looking a little light in is deep slate. I mean, we have a bunch, especially a lot of slabs and stairs, but I just want to make sure I don't run out partway through. I mean, we've got tons of cobblestone, andesite, smooth stone, mossy cobble, spruce, oak. We could use a little bit more dark oak, but I haven't started growing any more trees. So, and I was almost sort of thinking it would be worth doing this in sort of the classic spruce trim sort of look as opposed to the dark oak trim. Like I don't know if I'll even use any dark oak for this particular build, so we've got it, but I think I'm gonna avoid using it. So I think the next, or the one thing I've got to go grab is some more deep slate. So I'm gonna go get a little supply of that. We'll do it in our diamond mine, so that way if we happen upon any diamonds, that's great. Little added plus to that. So yeah, I'll get that going. I grabbed a decent amount of deep slate. I also picked up some redstone and gold while I was at it, because I figure if we're going to try to transport some villagers over from the village to the like little encampment I made, we're going to need at least a few powered rails, and I'm pretty sure I've got a decent amount of gold. I know I've got a ton of iron. I can't remember how to build powered rails, but I know it requires iron and I know it requires gold and redstone, but I can't exactly remember. So let me go to sleep really quick and get set up, and then I'm gonna grab whatever gold I have, and we're gonna put our new smelting house to use, which is gonna be awesome. I'm thinking this build could go somewhere in here. Let's zoom out a little bit and take a look. It could either go here or it could go here. I'm a little leery to build it there though, because I'm pretty sure that's like just a 1 block high, yeah, overhang over a cave. So I'm not like super thrilled about the idea of like digging out areas of that for putting in a floor and falling through and cracking and dying. The other option is over here, which could be kind of nice. I mean, I'm partial to having it like as centered in this valley as possible though, and I think that means like right around here would be good. So why don't we just stick to that? So let me throw up a frame and get kind of the basics going. Okay, so this is the basic frame I have in mind, and actually I do think I'm gonna make one small adjustment. I actually think I'm gonna do, well, two small adjustments. I think I'm gonna do door there instead, and then I'm not like totally sold because I wanted this to kind of have like more log cabin-y vibes, and I'm not totally sold on the combination of stripped oak and stripped spruce. I would rather do stripped dark oak, but I don't think we have enough dark oak. I don't know that we have any. We have a few stripped dark oak logs. Let me go check my other storage and just make sure we don't have some more dark oak logs kicking around. We might need to go grow some trees really quickly with some bone meal and chop them down just to get enough for this, because I think that's the way to go in terms of giving it like the log cabin vibes. Okay, so this is the, here, let me get rid of the scaffolding so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, So this is the shape of what I'm thinking we're gonna do for the logging house. I wanted it to have a little bit more height. Another adjustment I made quickly was I bumped everything up by 1. So this first layer is like 5, but it won't really be because the floor is gonna be where the foundation is on like this level. So that's sort of the shape. There's, you know, 2 levels plus like a little dormer on the top, and then yeah, I think this is looking good. Oh, I got to put the roof shape on these two sides too, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. It feels pretty fresh. I like the shape of it. I like the height of it. You know, from a distance, it's got some cool kind of like variation going on. You know, I always forget how similar stripped spruce and oak unstripped oak look, but I think it's gonna work. I have faith in it looking good, so I think we're looking good for that. So I'm gonna keep plugging away at this and just getting like the frame, more of the frame in place, and then probably plugging in the roof. And yeah, we'll just sort of keep firing away on that guy. All right, we're feeling pretty good about this one. It sort of reminds me of my starter house, but just like bigger and taller. I'm super happy with the height of it though, because we are going to have a lot of tall trees growing around it. And I think it just being even just that 1 block higher is going to make a big difference in it sort of standing out amongst all the trees. So we're good there. We've got the roof trim in. I know I said I wasn't going to do a dark oak roof trim, but it just looks so good. And I think if I had gone spruce trim, it would have blended in too much with the oak, and it would have blended in too much with the stripped spruce. So I think it was a good call to do something that's going to have a little bit more contrast. So I think now I just got to start plugging away at getting the rest of the roof in place, and then we can start, you know, punching out windows, putting floors in, working on details. So let me get the rest of the roof in place, and we should be good to keep firing away on this. We got our roof all in place. I kind of stuck this little thing on top. I'm not totally sold on it. I don't think it's tall enough to really do anything, so I'm probably just going to get rid of it, but I'm going to live with it for the time being. So now let's get some floors in place, and then we can start punching out some windows. I definitely am thinking there's going to be an overhang here, and I'm not sure what to do with this backside. I don't know if it's maybe like another doorway or something to kind of. I mean, it might be nothing. You know, as we detail, I'll see what kind of jumps out at me. But yeah. So let's get the floors in place and punch out some windows. So I'm trying to figure out how to handle this taller bit here. You know, it feels like there should be a window there, but I keep on like I put a window here, like on this side there's a window here, but that just looks weird. And then I put a window here, and that feels too close to this window. So I don't know if we make these windows just taller or if we end up having to do, I think, you know what? I think I'm going to fill it in and not put windows there. And then I think that there's some world in which they, God, I didn't even notice the way this like roof line is like here, and then it goes like way down here. Should that go down further? I don't think it should. I think that's right. So why does it go so far down here? I don't know. I mean, from up close, it looks a little funky, but like when you go farther away, it kind of makes sense. So I'm gonna leave that. I kind of like it too. I know it's like weird, but I think it's kind of cool. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna fill these back in, and we're gonna think about maybe some sort of detailing stuff that will make that look a little bit better. So I'm gonna get to that. Okay, I know it's kind of hard to see. The light only hits the front of this at later in the day, so it's not super obvious, but I threw on like an overhang here, which I might need to adjust a little bit. I think I got to replace that with a stair, and that'll look a little bit better. And then I also threw on an overhang here, which reminds me I've got to finish off the supports for this bad boy. I keep doing that. I keep on thinking I'm on the right block, and then I end up being one block too low. So do I bring it down? Yeah, I think the move is just to bring it down one more block. So let me adjust this really quick. Get a block here, and then throw that there. Do the same on the other side. There we go. That lines up nicely. I'm actually happier with that because I wanted this to be like as long as it possibly could be. So that's awesome. Let me grab just a few more slabs to fill that in. Overall, I'm feeling really good about this build. It's got all kinds of shape and sort of textures to it. It's looking really fresh. So let me just get this bad boy filled in. There we go. And now I think, I mean, we got the interiors with floors and everything in them. I'm just gonna throw a torch here, there, and there. And now I think we might be good to start playing with some window like details and everything. I'm thinking for the windows on this build, some dark oak fences could look really cool. So let me throw those in here. Yeah, that looks good. I love that. Okay, cool. We'll stick those in over here. Let's just do this from the inside. It'll be easier. Some in up here. Just gives it that kind of rustic feel to it, you know? Loving it, loving it. All right, so now we got to start doing some detail work, and some of it's going to be simpler than others. You know, obviously we're going to play with some awnings and some sort of railings and everything. Let me I'm going to grab some stairs. I'm going to grab Need some dark oak and some sticks for some fences. And I'm just gonna grab all that dark oak. Yeah, I'm gonna get some detail items together, and we'll start plugging away at putting up some detail stuff. All right, so we got a little bit of detail here on this this sort of front bump out here. Just a little something, you know. I realized that I think oak, just classic oak, is gonna look the best in terms of having a little bit of contrast to pop against the darkness of this build, and it's just gonna add a little bit of something, you know. Just kind of the structure of a little kind of awning and sill here, and then a little sill right there. This area is going to be a storage area, so there's going to be lots of bits and bobs in here, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Back here we can throw some stuff up, so I'm gonna get kicking away on that. I think that looks super cool. I love it. It's kind of simpler, you know, and it adds a little bit of definition between the top floor and the bottom floor. So good with that. I might do something kind of similar over here. I think this looks super cute. And there's plenty of room to throw in some leaf piles here to kind of give it a little bit of an overgrown look. I love the way, like, this kind of style of, like, supports around it. I think that looks awesome. So super into that. Over here on the porch, I really think it's just like some railings, like very, very sparsely put in. Like, leaving that open is fine with me, and maybe we can have some leaves kind of growing along here and going in there. This guy, I really don't think needs much besides possibly a little kind of sill situation here. I don't even know if it needs that, but we're gonna live with that. So that feels good. It's time to get up to the second layer and get working on that. I think that looks super cute. That's just nice and understated. It's just a simple little sort of structure around the window to kind of give it a little bit more of a pop off of the wall. So that looks good. I think that's nice. It looks like we've got some shutters, we've got a sill, and we have some extra supports in place to sort of hold up the awning overhang that we've got here. So that's perfect. I'm good with that. I don't know how I feel about this side. It's a little awkward to do detailing on because there's two different you know, heights to it. I might try doing something. I tried to like replicate what was going on the other window there, so that way it was consistent, but I think it might be worth doing like something totally different on the side where like maybe replicating this instead right here. What do we have going on over here? We have the sill and the little awning. Okay, so let's try doing that instead. Because what I've got going on here works for this area because there's really not a lot going on. Like, it's a very small little spot, but there's so much more room here that just to have this leaves like a little bit too much negative space. So, and what did I do it with? I did it with a slab and trapdoors. Looking good, looking super fresh. I love that it's actually different and that on this wall there's several different like unique elements. There's this guy, and then we've got this structure going along the bottom. So I think this is looking so fresh. I love it. The only thing I might change is I might redo this one and make it like this instead. Granted, that will make it, I might just overall redo this one. So let me do this side, and then I will jump on sort of shifting that around. I keep on hearing zombies and skeletons. I'm pretty sure it's because there's just a lot going on down here. Yeah, we got like a ton of creepers. Oh, we have an Enderman too, so that's fun. That looks good. That looks nice and fresh. I also added in this corner bit here. I'm not entirely sold. Well, oh, it's missing a block here. So wait, let me see if I can sell myself on that by getting that in the right place. I gotta tell you, this inventory, I love the way this resource pack makes my inventory look, but it makes finding dark oak items in my inventory like freaking impossible. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it even really needs the corner piece. What if I get rid of that? That is better. Yeah, that is much better. What might even look better than that, actually, is... Do I have any on me? I do. I do. Is something like that. And then... something like that. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. That's definitely kind of funky. Cool. All right. I like that. I like that. That's good. All right. Let's take a look at how we're looking detail-wise for this bad boy. It's looking good. The front looks good. Oh, I meant to mess with this. Here, wait. Let's quickly do that live. Let's, I think it will be sort of the same thing on top and bottom, but I'm not sure that that will be a problem. Yeah, I think it's kind of balanced out by the fact that there's the deep slate tile walls there. That kind of makes it, gives it a little bit of a grounding element, and it's now this element, this slab and 2 trap doors, is a consistent element that we see across the build. Love this. This looks great. That looks good too. Really love this wall and the way that all of these have different sides. I don't think this wall needs anything. You know, I had the idea to maybe give it like a little bump out or something, but I think it looks totally fine as a flat wall. And this looks good. There's something really funky going on here, which I like. And then this feels super fresh. So awesome. All right, detailing we are good on. Let's just get some leaves going around the build. I know I brought some over. Here we go. And let's just leaf this bad boy up. Got the light hitting it so nice right now. I think we are good. This build looks so cool. I love it. It's just this nice little cottage, you know, that it can be sort of a wood processing and conservation area, but also up top somebody could live, so that way they're like tending to the trees. We've got the storage. This is looking so fresh. There are some other little details I want to put in, like I want to get the storage pile set up. I want to get some coarse dirt around here. I think the next step though is to plant some trees, because it's looking a little lonely in this valley without any trees around it. So let's get some trees planted. I need to go grab some saplings for that. So I'll go grab those and start planting. All right, so we got to start thinking about where we're going to put all of our saplings, how we're going to divide up this area. First, I'm going to get rid of all these lilacs, because as much as I love them, they don't really fit the vibe. Okay. I was kind of thinking, because this is like a big wide open space, we could do all of our oak and everything in here, and then maybe spruce over here, and then like dark oak and acacia and stuff, and definitely got to sprinkle in some birch. Not that I'm using a ton of it, but I got to get some birch in here too. So let me cut down these dark oak trees. Oh, gosh darn it. Oh, God. All right. What is that? The third time in this episode, probably? I think so. I love how they just stare at you from far away. They're just like waiting for you to approach them. All right. All right. Come on. Let's get this over with. All right. Let's get some more spruce trees planted. All right, we got all our dark oak planted. So now let's hit up. Let's go absolutely bonkers wild with these oak saplings. Okay. Throw down some acacia saplings. Let's see, where would be a good spot? I guess just up here would be good for acacia. That, or I could do birch up there. And then I could tuck acacia back here. Because I'm really not going to be using a lot of acacia. And I'm honestly, I don't know that those trees really fit the vibe. So having those kind of tucked away would be better. And last, and certainly not least, will be birch, which I think we just said is going to be here. Yeah, that makes sense. This is like a nice birch patch right here. Alrighty, I think we've got all of our trees planted. We have our oak area, which is arguably the largest, which is the most important too, because I use a ton of oak, and it's also the most tricky to harvest because it just grows in these little guys or the big knotted ones. So that's good to have a lot of. I don't use a lot of birch. I think this will be more than enough. I think what might happen is I might reclaim some of the birch as I need more dark oak, but dark oak is also one of those ones that's 2x2. So each dark oak tree, it gives you like 30-40 logs, which is a ton. And if I cut all these dark oak down at the same time, I would get more than enough dark oak. So, and then spruce, another huge one that I use a ton of. It already looks like most of these have grown, which is awesome. And I'll have way more than enough for all of my future projects. I think that's super good. This guy looks backed up against those spruce trees. It looks so good. It's funny how similar the unstripped spruce logs look to dark oak wood, like planks. It's like almost the exact same color, which is crazy. So awesome. All right, well, I think that's good for this. The only other thing I want to get going is I grabbed some, I thought I did, yeah, I grabbed some lanterns which I'd love to get kind of hanging around here. So like one, oh, well, not let me put one there. One here, maybe one here. Get one on this guy. Could get one right here. We could. Doesn't look like there's a good spot to put one over here. These guys could definitely have some on them, though. I think just one is fine. And then up top, oh, did I put my scaffolding down? I put my scaffolding down. Shame on me. One there. Ow. Get one on here as well. One here. I think we've got to pick. I'm kind of partial to putting it off of that one. One here. And then do we feel the need to put one up here? I don't actually feel like it. A, there's nowhere to put it. And B, I don't know why, but I don't feel like one needs to go there. I think we're good. We did kind of change up the roof trim on that one, and there's no trapdoor there, which is going to bug me. So let me grab one and throw it up there. There we go. Oh, and look at it light up as it gets nice and late. Oh my God, this looks so good. I'm so happy with it. I'm not to downgrade my builds, but I'm happier with this one than I am with the smelting house. Not that the smelting house isn't nice, but this is so much more my vibe, and I think it just looks so good, and I think it's a nice little addition to this valley. I think down the road, I might build a few more structures in this area, like maybe a larger lean-to, like somewhere around here that can have like a bunch of logs, like purely aesthetic, but can have a bunch of logs laid out on it, or under it. And then maybe, like a well or maybe like even just like a couple carts with some more supplies in them. But this is looking good. I'd love to throw some coarse dirt around just to sort of wrap it up with a nice tidy little bow. So let's do that. All right, we got some coarse dirt around the build. I didn't want to go too heavy with it. I think it looks good, mostly underneath here with some pathing to kind of to make it feel like it's really worn in, and then otherwise it's just sort of lightly placed around the build. And then I just want to fill in our little storage area, get some barrels and get some chests and maybe like a little log pile in there. So let's grab some barrels. Let's grab some wood for some chests. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It kind of doesn't fit. It's a little too much, but I think I'm gonna leave it for now. It does do something. I'm just not sure if it's doing the right thing, but this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. So let's just do one last little fly around. I think we're looking super fresh. I love the details. I love the leaves. I love the lanterns, the coarse dirt. I think it came out super nice. Oh, we need a door. Here, wait. Let me just throw a door on this. Cannot leave a build without a door. That's just silly. Silly, I tell you. Let's get that door on there. There we go. All right. Now the build is complete, just in time for it to rain. I feel like it has rained like every single day of this episode. There has been a lot of rain in this episode. But so this is our logging house. It is all complete. The only thing that needs to happen is interior details. And then over here, let's go over to it, is our smelting house, which is going to be a wonderful addition. We can finally switch off of using coal and move to lava buckets, which is going to make a huge difference in terms of us having to, you know, just spend all our coal smelting. So if we get over here, we can sort of see it. And this is just a cute little guy. We've got kind of our sunken smelting area with our lava buckets and a little furnace bank. We've got some, you know, supplies for, you know, when we're doing our smelting. And then we've just got the build itself. You know, we've got a good chimney, kind of thinking that there's some exhaust coming off of the lava. And then we've got, you know, just some little details here and there. You know, interior detailing of this is going to definitely tell a different story, because we may end up putting another sort of like furnace burning thing here and put another chimney off of this build, but I'm not too crazy about that idea, just because we've got the one, you know, and that sort of does the job in terms of like giving it that like blacksmith, you know, smelting burning vibe. So I think we're good with that. I love the iron bars in the windows. I think the sort of practicality of that in like a smelting house, like you want to think that there's a lot of exhaust and fumes, and you wouldn't want that blocked in by glass panes. You know, the iron bars are going to allow for a little bit more of like a ventilation system. Let me sleep, and then we will do our little outro. I know I said I'd do it in the beginning of this episode. I know I said I'd do it in the beginning of last episode, but this episode has definitely gone on for quite a while. I'm not going to get the villagers into the encampment. It's just, I think it's going to take too long, and I don't want to add even more to this episode right now. I definitely am thinking our next episode is going to be a detailing day, so we're going to be doing a lot of interior and exterior detailing to sort of make the base feel a little bit more complete and cohesive. So that's probably our next project, and I think in addition to doing that, doing the villager project of getting them over here and getting them breeding is going to be an easy thing to add to that agenda. So not too worried about that, but let's get over. I'm gonna get back over to the log house, just because I love the smelting house. I think it's super cute. I really do think it does something, and it really starts to round out the sort of like horseshoe shape of builds. We could even like squeeze in a build here, like something in the middle. I'm not quite sure what that would be, but something could definitely go here. But the smelting house looks so cute. I'm totally vibing with this dark oak trim, deep slate roof, and then spruce and oak combination. I don't know. Definitely let me know in the comments if you think it's too busy, but I think it looks so good. There's a lot of contrast and sort of variation. I think they all really play off each other very nicely, especially with the stone sort of mixed in to be a foundational element. So super happy with that. But I'm gonna run over to the logging house quickly, just so that way we can get one last look at it and we can do our little outro there. And we can check out how many trees we've got going. I'm sure we've already got, I mean, the spruce forest alone, I mean, look at that thing. I'm going to have to be careful in there because it's probably pretty dark, and I bet there's going to be some mobs hanging out. But we already got a bunch of oak. We've got a ton of dark oak. We've got a bunch of birch. Some of the acacia trees have grown. So we're looking good on this being our wood harvesting area, which is so nice to finally have it out of this awkward little corner here where the smelting house is. So, and just to have like big designated area for it. So yeah, let's see. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in and, just kind of vibing out as I get these two builds done. It was really nice to get back to just something simple as opposed to messing around with the farms and the mechanics of everything. I'm still not sure that the iron farm is working correctly, and I'm just going to keep playing with it until I can get it to work. But definitely let me know in the comments your favorite part, what you might do differently, and if you have any advice for the iron farm or the tree area, or optimizing the smelting house. If there's if you know of like a super smelter that's kind of small scale that maybe we could squeeze in there, that would be super cool. But yeah, thank you so much for joining in, and I will see you all in the next one.